Okay, so this week is Twilight Week, and I know I suggested Twilight Week. I'm kind of at a loss for what to say. Twilight. Twilight used to be time of night. It's not anymore. It's this huge, epic, colossal book series and movie series and franchise, and it's really bad. I read Twilight for the first time when I was 12, 13, and I read it for book club. And I don't know why anybody would ever suggest it for book club, because you can't really analyze it. I think the only question we ever ended up answering was for the people who had already finished New Moon and Eclipse. We asked if they were Team Jacob or Team Edward and why. And I was the only Team Jacob girl. Team Jacob was like my transition stage between being a Twilight fan and being an anti-Twilight. Like, Jacob was the bridge between them. Because he's not like, if you're Team Jacob, you don't agree with the books. You agree with something else, and then so it's kind of midpoint. And then you hate it if you really get annoyed with it. I think it actually my whole I don't like Twilight came from my friend who looked at me and he asked me if I thought, Belle was a little cliche. And I kind of went, yeah, whatever. And then I thought about it. One of the terms you come across when you're writing is Mary Sue. It's really confusing. It's if your character is perfect and the way people take that. And Bella is pretty much perfect. Because the only way you can really list her faults is if you call her clumsy. And that's not a fault if Edward is always there to catch her. Bella and Edward is one of the most romanticized abusive relationships. And this is coming from a Gossip Girl fan who has to watch Chuck whore out his girlfriend. In Twilight, we've got this guy who is a vampire, and he falls in love with a human, even though he wants to suck out her blood. If that just doesn't scream creepy, I don't know what does. But, so, after he doesn't suck out all of her blood, and she cuts her finger in front of one of his family members, and his family member, sort of almost attacks her, but doesn't, because they were able to stop him, he decides that the best answer is to run away and almost kill himself. And, that's all fine. Just let the problem go and die. But it doesn't end there. After Bella decides that it's worth dropping the person who helped her not be like a zombie after her boyfriend left her, she runs, goes saves Edward, and then they fall madly back in love. I just lost focus. In Eclipse, Bella decides that after, giving up her entire high school life for Edward, she might as well give up the rest of her life for him. Bella decides she wants to give up her entire life for Edward, and Edward decides that he wants to marry her. And then Bella is the amazing girlfriend she is, leads on a boy that she knows has a crush on her. Okay, I swear, Breaking Dawn ruined this entire series. Yeah, I kind of got into this kind of aggressive, love triangle. That was kind of interesting. And then Breaking Dawn came, and it was let's take everything that is controversial and let's do it. So basically, the problems with Twilight is that it encourages pedophilia, necrophilia, bestiality, being a bitch, being anti-feministic when, Bella needs a guy. The biggest part of Twilight is its incessant retard fans. The Twilight moms who forget to pick their children up from school and dream about taking a 15-year-old's virginity. The Twilight girls who get pregnant because Bella got pregnant. The weird person who has their car dressed up in Twilight stuff. The person who wrote in my yearbook, Bella is not Mary Sue. And basically everybody who has tried calling me a lesbian because I don't like Edward Cullen. All of you, you're just really pathetic. I'm gonna say that.
Are you brave enough to let me see your peacock?
Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering at all with why I'm so obsessed with hatred in Twilight, it's because I have my own anti-Twilight site. I created it just for the hell of it, and then it got attacked by fans, and then I got all this insults from Twilight fangirls. So that causes my hatred for it, because I fueled the fire, and then the fire, grew just, monstrous.
Come on, baby,